12th of July, Holy Mother the Church calls us to reflect upon Saint John Gualbert. Saint John Gualbert was born around 985. He was born in the great Visodamni family, the royal family of Italy. As it was custom, a noble blood was supposed to avenge for the death of his relatives. And one day, and it was on a Good Friday, John Gualbert found the assassin of his uncle in a lonely street, and he wanted to kill that person. He took his knife, went closer to him, and as he was about to pierce into the side of this assassin of his uncle, something stopped him. He put down the sword, fell at the feet of this person whom he wanted to kill, and asked for forgiveness. And then from there he went to the chapel of Saint Minato, and he prayed, cried, and shed tears there. And as a sign of God forgiving him, the crucifix at Saint Minato bowed down towards John Gualbert. And that's how John Gualbert was led to conversion. He joined the brothers of Saint Minato, the congregation, and he was there with them for 4 long years. He led a very ascetic life, austere life. And then later he went on to spend 21 long years as an ascetic until he found the Vallombrosian congregation. In this congregation, what he did is he brought all those people who wanted much more closeness with God, intimacy with God together, and then he gave them a stricter form of life, not like the Benedictine way. What does the Benedictine way say? Benedictine way speaks about ora et labora, means prayer and work. So the brothers themselves were doing the manual labor and they were also praying. But here it was much more stricter. John Gualbert wanted them not to speak even sometimes. They took the vow of silence. And they were really restricted in their movements, and they gave themselves totally to God. So dear brothers and sisters, but for the manual labors, John Gualbert arranged for some people who were having a very wrong way of life, but they converted and they wanted to be closer to God, but they were illiterate. Such people he used to gather and use them for the manual labor. But those who have already dedicated themselves to God as brothers, them he did not let them do anything else but be in the presence of God and pray. Later, around 13th century, after his death, around 60 houses were there in Italy of the Vallombrosians. They have a really great role to play in the church. Later, the strict and austere rules were little loosened because it did not match with the signs of times. But they did a real great job for the church. What does John Gualbert teach us? John Gualbert teaches us that if we want to stick to Christ, we have to leave everything that we come with. We all come with our packages, dear brethren. We come with our packages, our family, our upbringing, each of it has its own mark on us. And these things, they help us to walk in the way we want. So they condition our actions in some matters, in some ways. But John Gualbert, even though he was from the noble blood, even though he was stuck to noble ways all through his life, all through his earlier life, once he came to know Christ, he left everything and he caught on to Christ, he stuck on to Christ like he had no other way to go, like Christ was his all in all. So dear brethren, let us reflect upon John Gualbert and see how we can leave the old and catch the new, and how we can really be passionate about him. We can't be silent few hours, and they were silent all life in the monastery. We can't leave few things, they left everything. We need attraction from people, attention from people. They went and lived in deserts, locked themselves in the rooms where no people would come and see them ever. That's how much they loved Christ. That's how much they focused on Him. I'm not telling that we are supposed to do so, but I'm telling you, if they could put so much of effort into their faith, can't we put a little of it? Amen.